Well, it's about 11 o'clock on Tuesday, my third night here in Oxford. It is considerably chillier today than it has been the last couple days. Not rain, but definite chill. Today started off as everything else has done so far today. We had a great breakfast. Had an interesting lecture today that going into it, I had decided that it was going to be boring, and I couldn't have been more wrong. The speech was about really the creation of the European Union and how it's grown from 6 member nations up to 27 member nations, and where today they're having economic crisis in Ireland, in Greece, and a little bit in Spain and Portugal, and told us the justification, the reasons why those things happen. We talked a little bit about predictions where we think the EU will go in the future, but it was more of a background to teach about Germany really being the backbone of this economic union, but also a political union too between all these countries. It was a very interesting lecture. When that was done, we had another interesting lunch. I ate. There is a dining hall that I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but looks just like what everyone's telling me is. It looks just like Harry Potter. We sit at long tables with the teachers up at the front. Looks like a boarding school to me. And below that is in the evenings it's opened as a bar, but in the afternoons at lunchtime it's opened as like a little diner type thing. And I went in and had a baguette with a nice ham and cheese baguette that was actually quite delicious. Although the strong, hardcore European techno music was a little bit much for me, but it was still really fun. And then I went to the second of the 2 classes that I'm taking while I'm here. This one was called Modern Warfare, and different than the first class I went to. This class almost expected you to have some knowledge before you came in about war and understanding the causes of war and such. Today we talked about introducing the concept of what modern warfare is, and what time period that covers, and the justification of the war. When you hear the word war, it's not what it has always been. It is a new style of warfare, and probably will never go back to that industrialized one country versus another country type of war. The insurgent, terror, economic, those type of things is really the direction that war is not the right word, conflict may go in the future. And it was a great class. Last half hour of it or so, we sat and debated the justification of staying in Afghanistan or not. Our teacher was a career military person in the British military, and then since, as he said, wised up and got out because he wanted to stay alive. And then we have a group of students from all over Australia and Switzerland and the United States, and we sat and debated whether there was justification for us to stay in Afghanistan when it costs an unbelievable amount of money, whether it's worth it or not. So it was a great class. We then went on later in the day to just sit and talk with people. Went to a little coffee shop with a group of like 10 of the fellow students. A good amount of them are from George Mason University that are here working on grad stuff. It amazes me how many people are here that are not teachers. I really expected it to be more and more teachers, and it's not. It's law students, retired people that have come to Oxford year after year after year. Someone I met today, or the first day, this is the 7th time she's been here. It's really amazing, and they offer a lot of the same classes every single year, so you just have a variety of going from class to class to class, and after a few years you take them all. And then that's it. Today was an early day in reference to activities. I've just sat in my room and watched a movie on my laptop, and in about an hour and a half or so I'm going to go outside and Skype with my wife and my daughter so I can see and talk to them. First time I will be able to see them since I left, so I'm pretty excited about that. I really miss them a lot. And then tomorrow it starts all over again. Tomorrow we will have another lecture. I'm not sure what the lecture's on at this point. And then I'll have my Middle East class again. And then in the afternoon, after classes, to check the time again. I'm not sure what time, but we're getting a walking tour around Oxford. And then I'm hoping on Friday after the lecture to go walk down to my cousin's house who lives here in Oxford, about 25 minutes away, and just hang out with them for Friday afternoon and kind of go from there. So that's what we did today, and that's the schedule for tomorrow. So it looks pretty exciting, and we'll keep you posted.